to Botswana and explore the beauty of our country. When the dust settles, we will be waiting to receive you. Come explore, experience, and enjoy. Botswana, our pride, your destination.
Well, it's just gone 9 o'clock Central African Time. This is BTV News. We are broadcasting live from the nation's capital. I'm Olivia Samoka. Let's take a look at stories making headlines. Botswana to rejoin the International Council for Game and Wildlife Conservation. Government commended for its decision to invest in the agriculture sector as a way to diversify the economy. The Botswana Badminton Association pleased with the turnout of athletes at this year's UB Open Championship. Dr. Taposa is interpreting in sign language. Welcome and thank you for joining us. Now, in our first story, the Minister of Environment and Tourism, Mr. Dumizweni Mtimkulu, has officially announced that Botswana will be rejoining the International Council for Game and Wildlife Conservation, CIC. The minister said this when addressing the CIC Garadina in Cascais, Portugal last night, which brought the official General Assembly to a close. The minister noted this move as critical to both Botswana and the CIC. Botswana's participation at the CIC General Assembly this week was an affirmation of the values and priorities the country holds in the areas of biodiversity, conservation and sustainable use of nature. Usidile Onkabetsi.
The week-long CIC General Assembly's official proceedings came to an end with a gala dinner which gathered pools of participants of the Assembly, representing a significant fraction of the CIC's over 1,600 members from over 85 member states who dialogued and shared ideas and experiences and made headway in the quest for bridging biodiversity.
That our government is taking a decision. It's taking a decision to join CIC.
The minister's announcement of Botswana rejoining the CIC was met with a heavy applause and a standing ovation, highlighting the mutual significance this development will have on Botswana and the international body's sustainability priorities.
They supported us, they encouraged us, and they helped us really push back on the issue of trophy hunting ban. And you know, we were members of the CIC before. This is just a formal rejoinder. The president had already expressed the intention to join, and which intention I believe was heartily accepted by the president of the CIC last year, September. There are so many organizations that deal with conservation, and we believe that by that sheer number of organizations, countries, members who have joined it together, they can help us really conserve the animals that we are talking about now for posterity.
The CIC expressed great delight at Botswana's decision to join this international body whose advocacy on matters of sustainable use of nature spans over 9 decades.
Botswana was a valuable member, and we are so delighted that they are back, because we have 29 state members. Botswana is 30, and it means that they stand for conservation, for sustainable use of nature. And if I look at Botswana, you set so many % of your country aside for conservation. You fit in the CIC family.
Botswana will officially now form a significant fraction of a network of member states, delegates and experts, posturing her well to give direction to the sustainable use of nature, as well as share her domestic expertise and conservation blueprint with the world, championing sustainable development and fully aligning with global priorities. Utsidile Onkabetsi, BTV News. Cascais, Portugal.
The Member of Parliament for Morepolole South, Mr. Kabo Moraing, has commended residents of Gamudubu village for successfully forming the Gamudubu Civil Society, which is mandated with coming up with ways to develop their village. Moraing indicated that government alone cannot do it all. As such, it is imperative to work hand in hand with the citizens to develop the country. He was speaking yesterday at Gamudubu when officially launching the organization. Jessica Pilani with the details.
Gamudubu Civil Society is a community-based organization officially registered in 2022 by residents with the aim to fast-track developments in their village. As it was successfully commissioned, its members commit to ensure its success, thereby meeting government halfway in establishing developments in their village.
Maikaelelo ke gore re eme re bone gore Gamudubu ine toropo re itirele toropo a city out of Gaborone ba go bisa Dubai mme ba go bisa Dubai yana ba eletsa gore go tshwane le Dubai ke la ha tshelele nte thata mme jaanong ba re toro ya bone ke gore e re tsetsi engwe ha batho ba tsoko ga borone ya ka nno bua tona ba re tswele pelo mme ba re tswele pelo yana ba tekwano ba te go bona Dubai wa rona antse monte e le rona re ba re mo itiretseng
khatwe e re supegetsa gore ka yona re ka ipopa ra abelana maitsholo ra abelana maikarabelo a mogelesegang mo setšhabeng gore pele ga re dumela gore ra dira re le umpa yana re le mmogo mongwe le mongwe ga a leng teng a ba itse gore mme maikarabelo ke ya maitsholo ke ya mo setšhabeng.
This good initiative has been highly commended by the Member of Parliament for this area, Mr. Kabo Moraing, emphasizing the need for the community to uphold self-reliance, the spirit which government has always encouraged among citizens.
Goromente o tlhoka bapati, goromente o tlhoka batho ba ile gore ba ikita sehuba jaaka lona gore lere re ema ka dinao re ntsha ditlhabelo re tlhama lekgotla re tlhama mokgatlho re tlhama se leng gore se tla re phutha gore le rona re le batho ba motse wa Gamudubu re emele motse wa rona ka dinao ha re irayanano re tsa maikarabelo re lemosa ra itemosa re bo re lemosa motse re lemosa batho re lemosa puso gore oh re teng ra tshela le rona re teng ke se le sibua.
Membership of the civil society is open to the residents. Therefore, they are implored to register and join in large numbers and pull together to make it succeed in making developments that will benefit even the future generations. Jessica Pilani, BTV News, Gamudubu.
The Chema Fund, initiated by the Ministry of Entrepreneurship, is aimed at developing the informal sector, which contributes 3.2% towards Botswana's gross domestic product. This was emphasized by the Ministry's Chief Enterprise Development Officer, Ms. Lesego Sepato, during Botswana Association of Local Authorities meeting in Kasane. Kitso Teman compiled this one.
Popularly known as Mokokolosa, Chema aims primarily at growing entrepreneurship, which ultimately will increase employment rate and decrease poverty rate. Despite great deeds, the fund payments plans are durable and disadvantageous to the youth. Therefore, the assembling of youth commissioners across the nation was to evaluate and strategize the scheme to benefit youth across the country.
This fund targets first and foremost the informal sector, because they contribute on about 3.2% our general GDP. Seeing challenges of high unemployment, not only with young people, but high unemployment is a challenge for the country. And Chema as a fund is also looking into addressing such. Improve numbers of people that this program can create employment for. Our import bill.
Chema le gore go tswa megopolo go bona gore re ka se re tokahatse the payment plan, especially for the youth, because ra itse gore banana how ba the 6 months go nga ke ba khona. So we are currently evaluating some of the conditions at chema so that at least the informal sector youth ba le mo go yone ba ka kgona go benefit in large numbers.
Despite the availability of chema, some youth commissioners are actively informing young people in their areas about other opportunities to improve their lives.
Tengwe sa dilo tse ke di dirang jaaka moitsanape o motho ithutetse tsone tsa bo business ke gona ke motho antsa rotloetsa banana mme e se go ba rotloetsa la ba renya dira jana gore monana khona go tsena mo ditshonong tse di ka tswa di le teng
tlaka lengwe la banana le leng gore ke ne ke tshwentse ke fronting mo ene gore puso e tla be re dikgwebo tse dingwe they are reserved for Batswana dikgwebo tse dingwe tsa bo go apa magwinya go apa mafresh go apa dikoko ke dilo tse leng gore re tlhela gore di mo bang ba batswa mme ha ro lebella permit gore permit yone bitsamang permit bitsa Motswana ke ne ka tla ka metlhela go bona gore dikgwebo tse fronting re lwantsha ka tseleng tsenyang
ba gantse thata le go thusa banana segolo jang mo go ba kwaleleng di proposal tsa bo IDF mo go ba kwaleleng le tsone tsa SIDA ka gore re lemogile gore gongwe wa go itlhalela gore ga ba kgone go afforda go duela di consultant.
Youth are urged to participate in other funds developments in order to help grow the GDP and develop the informal sector. Kiso Temane, Botswana Television, Kazungula.
Metlhala ya Kumo program has been commended for being a strategy that ensures that small businesses and communities in every region of the country have the right tools and support to innovate and grow as well as to create jobs. This was emphasized by the Minister of Trade and Industry, Mr. Musi Kafela, when addressing Katlan residents about the Metlhala ya Kumo initiative in Muchudi. Lizzie Klaas with the details.
Metlhala ya Kumo initiative commenced in 2008 under the Ministry of Trade and Industry with the intention of enhancing the informal business sectors locally. However, it is one of the initiatives that were geared towards achieving the diversification of the economy and a statutory instrument to help industries grow.
Tšhelete re dirisang re reka dijo kwa ntle ga lehatshe la Botswana a se ka re le Batswana re be re lebella go dira go tšala mo ganong. We must also think of the value chain ya rona gore tsa go lebella tso di tlapina le value chain ya le maemo a godi o ka dira mego ya rulogane o bo e rekisa le mo seemong se le gore e ka go tsenyetsa letseno ntse re reka dilo tse dintsi go mahatsheng a kwa ntle Miri pitukulugile re hetugile mono wa rona ko gore a sengwe le sengwe se tswe mo lehatsheng la rona a dikgwebo tsa lona di gole re jese lehatshe la rona re be re bo re ntshetse kwa ntle.
Minister Kafela explained that Botswana is a signatory to a number of trade agreements like the African Free Trade Area Agreement, which gives Botswana an opportunity to trade with other billion people across the African continent.
AFCFTA ira gona gore o le mo Africa pele o reka sepe gope kgotsa o rekisa sepe gope o lebe mo Africa o mongwe pele ge mo Africa o mongwe a sa kgone go atla ebe nna gona no kgona gore matlhwa wa gase kwa ntle ga mawatle.
Metlhala ya Kumo is said to be of utmost since it opportuned the small-scale entrepreneurs with an opportunity to upgrade their businesses and also to start up some.
E ka berekela mongwe le mongwe yo eneng gore o focused o na le maikelo le maikemisetso a gore a ikemela ka dinao ga nke gore a o batla go ema ka dinao a o batla go itirela a o batla go itshetsa a o batla go dira dilo ka tsela e leng gore di tla go berekela.
Puso ke e teng ya re dikgoro di butswe a re emelele re teng re le Kgateng Business Council re the voice of business ha gona le se go balelang kana o sa se tlhaloganye o re tshware re kgone gore re go bontshe tsela gore nya metsana mo lephateng le o bo tsene mo gole
wa go itshimollela kante wa go tokahatsa kgwebo yo wena ntsona le ona ka o tla bonile wa botsa wa tsa botsipa mo go ba sentse ba gatetse pele kante ba simolotse.
The government came up with initiatives such as Chama, Demoletlotlo and others, still with the intention of reviving the business sectors locally. As such, entrepreneurs are encouraged to utilize these initiatives to enhance their businesses. Lizzie Klaas, BTV News, Muchudi.
Jamataka residents have been encouraged to apply for the Chema Chema Fund to start or grow their businesses. When addressing a Khotla meeting, the Member of Parliament for Shashe West, Mr. Fidelis Molau, stated that the fund is designed for both unemployed individuals and those earning a monthly salary of 4,000 Buddha or less. Abigail Madurobo reports.
With government's deliberate decision to prohibit the importation of vegetables to support the local informal sector, the Chema Chema Fund represents an opportune moment for residents to engage in horticulture and other small businesses.
Chema Chema ke lenaneo la lona ba Jamataka. Ke lenaneo la lona la Batswana ba e leng gore ba ntse ba sena bokgoni jwa gore ba ka go di bankeng ba ya go adima madi ka gore ga ba bereki kgotsa ha ba bereka pay ya bone e ko tlase ga e ba kgontshe gore ba ka kgona go adima madi bogolo jang a go simolodisa dikgwebo potlana informal sector. Chema Chema o ra lona.
Residents applauded government for its effort in supporting the socio-economic status of the citizens.
Botsadi bo sale bo applyetse lenaneo la limit la di hutshane ba ntse ba emehela sale ngwagola ba tsenya di application tseo ha re tsere ba talala ba rabileleng la ntse go ta mananeo a mangwe a ta godimo ga lone leo me ha ne re ka re thusetsa botsadi ja rona la araba dikopo tsa bone go no go ka nna molemo thata.
Thulaganyo ya limit ba gaetso e ntse e tsweletse na le melatsa ya bangwe ba neng ba atlega ga tsaya lobaka ba ise ba hiwe tse ba di tlhokang ka dilo tse di harologaneng. Ra itse gore go ne go thagogile malobanyana bolwetse jwa tlhako le molomo gaufi le rona ga emisiwa metsamao yotlhe ya leruo.
To register for the free electricity connection service at Botswana Power Corporation. Also noted was that the water shortage crisis in the village will be resolved soon, as the water pipes distribution project has since commenced. Abigail Madorobo, BTV News, Jamataka.
Minister of State Animal Industry from Uganda, Mr. Bright Rwamirama, has applauded the government of Botswana for its decision to invest in the agriculture sector as a way to diversify the economy. He stated this during a tour by Ugandan delegation at the Ramatlabama Artificial Center recently. Pel Puduhudu reports.
Mr. Bright Rwamirama says they are delighted about the tour as they are equipped with new skills they will use to enhance agricultural sector in their country. He also highlighted that the transformation of the center to a facility for cattle and small stock reproduction will go a long way in improving the quality and quantity of the national herd.
I want to applaud your government for the veterinary infrastructure around this country, and also for disease control, for committing resources to put a double boundary fence along the border. I want to thank also the leadership of this institution. What you are doing is very good. I've traveled to Europe. Actually, your standards are near European.
Both countries are intentional on growing and deepening their relations to broaden their trade horizons.
We would like to see the Africa Continental Free Trade Area being put to use by a cooperation between our countries.
I believe that this visit is one of the most crucial when it comes to building the relationship and the bond between the two countries.
The nation is encouraged to visit the Ramatlabama Artificial Center to learn more on how they can enrich their farming lifestyle, as this will contribute to the country's economic growth. Pel Puduhudu, BTV News, Ramatlabama.
The minister further said Uganda is faced with the challenge of animal disease laboratory accreditation for foot and mouth disease and therefore requested Botswana to assist with training and expertise for the lab accreditation and control of foot and mouth disease in Uganda. Mr. Ramirama was speaking at the tour of the National Veterinary Laboratory in Sibile rather recently.
We are working in silos as Africans. And we need to come on a program approach. If it is disease control, let's collaborate. If it is the animal feed, let's collaborate. If it is research, let's share information. If you look at the money we are spending in fighting diseases, I think we could spend less if we are investing more in solution programs. And we are struggling for accreditation. Much of what I've seen we are also doing, but we are not yet accredited.
You're watching BTV News. Thank you for staying with us. Now, moving on, 42 of the 45 bodies of the deceased members of the ZCC who perished in a tragic road accident in South Africa last month have been identified through DNA testing. This was said by the Deputy Director of the Botswana Police Forensic Science Services, Senior Assistant Commissioner Anthony Wali, when giving an update of the progress on the matter yesterday in Monepolole. He said intensive investigations are still ongoing in an effort to conclude the matter. Jessica Pilan.
The tragic incident that has befell these families and the entire nation, in which lives of 45 people were lost, is gradually drawing to an end, with the remains of 3 more corpses pending identification through DNA tests. It has been noted that Botswana, together with the South African government, are working harmoniously together in processing activities and documents necessary for repatriation of the remains back home.
Kalabone busiu bagarona ka kwa barabare nyame re khona go ntsha maduo a ran tsinga a supa batho bale masume mane le bobedi re tsenya le bone ba ba boro bobedi 8 e se tseng isupile ka menwana ora gore ka go setse batho ba le bararo ba isimba ba go supile gore bone kona le sa bone se se ka go.
Government has committed to paying for most of the funeral arrangement costs, from repatriation to caskets.
So ka bo bero no mi je go kalo ba ga motlotlegi mogolo raiso tautela masisi ansa telo ya gore se se wetseng ba plena ga se se leng gore ba ka se kgona ba le note puso e bua se gore le sekare le mororo di imetswe ke khutlo botlhoko le bole boali le tsaetsega o ipotsa gore la go boloka morwara lona jang ke so se puso e tlamegang gore e tlhomamise go itsege gore re le botsadi ha re ntse re le mo pitlagano mme dingwe tse di amanang le phitlho le bolitse gore puso e tla tsaya maikarabelo a tsone.
The residents warmly welcome this update, but also seized the opportunity to seek clarity where they lacked understanding.
Se puso e se dirang ke tshwanelo ya yone le motsadi mme ebile ke re ke le tlhomamisetse gore ga se kgang ya sekoloto batho betso.
The grieving families have been encouraged to remain strong and patient and to allow authorities undertake all processes needed for seamless repatriation of the remains back home for ultimate burial. Jessica Pilani, BTV News, Molepolole.
Ranyalana wedding program has been commended for formalizing relationships and bringing a sense of belonging and stability to families. This was said by the Assistant Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, Mr. Litamon Nakotla, when 16 couples tied the knot under the program on Friday in Tsonyani village. Tato Ran.
The Ranyalana program, which has been running for 12 years, is said to be very important as it does not only unite couples but also provides marital guidance to those looking to get married, as well as informing them about how they can sustain themselves through government initiatives such as the newly launched Chema Chema.
Go botlhokwa ebile go maleba go bopa lelapa la motia ebile le tshwaragane ka gore gone go dira jalo o neela bana ba gago bokamoso jo bo hapegileng mme ke lo re ke re botsadi le hoko la modimo la re yo o boneng mosadi o bonye se se molemo.
Mo se ke se rata mo go ne ra nyalana go re tautona a rona Dr. Eric Mokgweetsi Masisi o sala le emano ke mpela ga nna tautona mme le jana o le emeno ke jaanong re le Batswana a re tšhentšheng re ireng ditlankana tsa go nna mmogo ga o sa tlo go kgweetsa koloi o sena license.
Ba gaetsho ra nyalana o batla Botswana yo e nna Botswana o phatsimang, Botswana wa kagiso ya nnete, mokgatlare ya thotho e sa ipotetseng, malapa a agege le itse tsamaiso ya lehatshe la Botswana. Gormento a rona o ntshitse gore ditlamelo di le latele. Ke etle ke utlwe batho ba nyatsa lenyalole ga ba itse sepe.
So far, from the 7,055 couples married under the program, there has been no divorce recorded, which makes the program very important.
Ke tshwana le mongwe yo nyetseng ga go se se ngongora nyalo e re go ka gantse batsadi mo e leng gore ka mosole ka moso mongwe ga ke omelela ke ene o tla nkuelang batho a re go tlhokomela malapa a rona re itse gore lelapa ke lone tota mmang ga o sena lelapa wa bo tota go nna bonya mo dilong tse dintsi go nna bonya betso.
The public has been reminded that the Ranyalana program applies to the couples who are young and old. Tatoranna, BTV News, Tsonyani.
Constituency community program funds are said to be making significant impact on developments in the Northeast District, particularly the Tati West constituency. The Member of Parliament for Tati West, Mr. Simon Mabi, said this during the groundbreaking ceremony of the Kalakamati Sekakangwe Road Project. Faith Ditete.
The 4.5-kilometer road project is said to be undertaken using the constituency community program. Costing nearly 10 million pula, the road is expected to address the distress residents has been encountering while traveling between the two villages and beyond, especially during the rainy season.
Project ye ya tselae office ya mo parlamente e tshwaraganetse le council le ba central government bo re moalusi madi ona CCP ke ona re a dirisang go ira tselane
nka supa botsadi gore the total amount ya go dira yone tiro I'm looking at about 9.9 million. Tiro e simolotse ka di 29 tsa February. Mitsulohelo ene ile gore ka di 6 tsa June ibe ihela.
In ensuring local empowerment, Mr. Prince Moalusi said hauling, dumping and processing of roadworks were awarded to 4 local constituency companies, while 9 artisans have been engaged to pave the entire 4.5 kilometers.
Hydro voltage, sunlit, ISCAS, kana ISCAS, lead G and J. Ke tsone di company tse leng gore ne thapile gore di dire one tiro ya go aga. Me mo di company tse 4 tse ne ke bua ka tsone ne di thapile babereki ba le 25 go tswa mo metseng yone. Ha re tla mo go gone go pave yana re thapile di artisans di le 9 a le mongwe hela wa go dira 500 meters. Me tshologelo ke gore a le mongwe hela wa go hira more than 10 people.
Mr. Moabi said the Kalakamatis Kakangwe Road project does not only benefit residents of the 2 villages, but the entire district, as it will improve accessibility, urging residents of the northeast to also unite and embrace developments in the district, saying village boundaries should not be a stumbling block to developments. Faith Ditete, BTV News, Kalakamati Kakangwe.
The former Miss Botswana, Miss Palesa Molefe, officially launched her book titled O Sharp or Shore in Maung. Miss Molefe says she wrote the book in 2019, inspired by the difficulty of life after the outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic, stating that a lot of people experienced setbacks caused by the outbreak. She said this she was also motivated by orphans and homeless children, citing Bana Ba Letsatsi as an example. Maratha Kaisara reports.
Oshapo, Osho are words normally spoken from a perspective of concern and trying to understand another person's emotional well-being, with intentions to assist those in distress better deal and cope with challenges they are faced with. Ms. Palesa Molefe says her book focuses more on imparting to people the knowledge and wisdom to face challenges head-on to overcome them.
And so I took a video and asked 2 questions. Oshapo, Osho. And I'll be honest with you, my idea of success at the time was just you seeing the video in the privacy of your own home, not even reacting or liking or commenting, and just taking it into meditation by yourself to try and pause and reflect and see. But the reception I got was crazy. If I was to tell you the community that surrounds Osho currently, I think it's beyond my own comprehension. These questions have formed a tool to start a conversation on social media. And it's absolutely beautiful to watch, which led us to this.
Ms. Molefe says over and above the dreadful effects of COVID-19 on mental health of the people, she was moved into authoring this book by the devastating situation Bana Ba Letsatsi Orphanage Center had to endure at the height of COVID-19, grappling with the shortage of accommodation at the center. Management of this organization say they are confident the book will teach the children to be strong and more resilient during the tough times they normally go through.
2004, an official organization or trust called Bana Ba Letsatsi Trust or Sunshine Children was officially registered with the High Court of Botswana. 2005, they realized that these kids are of school-going age. What they need is not just food and getting them to get help by the social services by giving them food baskets, but they have a right to education, which has been violated. They're not in school. And majority of them were primary going school kids. So they decided, okay, fine, let's talk to the Ministry of Health and see education and see what could be done. So a memorandum of understanding was signed, and the Ministry of Education decided to assist with some facilitators who were going to just come once or twice a week to facilitate.
Molefe has been acknowledged for putting together an informative book that aims at counseling and helping people get back in their right state of mind, something which can help effectively keep mental illnesses at bay. Martha Kaisara, BTV News, Maung.
Well, that is the news this hour. To stay with us, Jose on standby to take you through the world of sport.
Oh, yes.
Jose, is your time.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much, Samuka, and apologies for that. And, of course, as he has already mentioned, I'm Khosonko bringing to you Botswana Tonight Sports News. And, of course, let's kickstart with the UB Open Badminton Championships, of which the Botswana Badminton Association's Public Relations Officer, Thobo Tsosa, says the association is pleased with the turnout of athletes at this year's UB Open Badminton Championships. Tsosa said this during the first day of the tournament held at the UB Indoor Sport Arena. Fago has more.
The tournament is divided into different categories, which include the boys and girls under 19, elite men and women, mixed doubles, and the doubles.
We are very impressed indeed. We have a lot of support now from athletes, given that we have under 18s, and then we have elite players, and then we have masters who are 40 plus, and we have quite a good number of people who have registered. So we should expect more registries next year, because now the competition is very interesting.
The further said having more tournaments like this provides them with an opportunity to select players and even give them game time.
True, we don't have much tournaments. We would love to have more. If we could, we would have a tournament every month, because that would give our players or our athletes game time, give our coach to have to choose the cream of the crop. So the more the tournaments are, the more our athletes get game time. They get to train, they get to be fit, and they get to prepare for even major tournaments such as Botswana International, All Africa Games, Zambia International, and South Africa International.
As many sporting courts continue to struggle with lack of sponsorship and partners, badminton is no exception.
Constraints. We would love to have a budget that would allow us to have a big prize money. Prize money plays a very important role in every tournament. It attracts a lot of players. That is why now you don't see a lot of athletes who are outside the country, or from, or should I say, foreign counterparts. They would be here if the prize money was good and very attractive, because they know they are going to gain something.
The third edition of the UB Open Badminton Tournament has attracted over 60 players from different local clubs. Fago, BTV Sport, Gaborone.
Now into netball. Police netball team defeated UB Crystals 50-27 in the Southern Zone Lukara Round 2 games played at SSKB Grounds Mohotisani on Sunday. So Membayeng was there.
Police ladies showed hunger from the beginning when they overpowered their opponents, winning the first quarter 11-6. Seeing that they were lagging behind, UB Crystal started the second quarter on a higher note and took the game to police. However, despite their fighting spirit, police scored 17 goals more to lead 28-13 at half-time break. The game was also tight in the third quarter, although both teams' energy levels were dwindling, but the ladies in gold and maroon won it by a difference of 22 goals. In the last quarter, police continued with their gallant, scoring 8 more goals to win the match 50-27.
Oh, well, we lost the game to a better side. I would say in the first place, that's what you do. But at the end of the day, one would say, I'm still working with the kids, trying to get them exposed and so that they can gain experience. And otherwise, I can't. The dominance of police, they have a lot of experienced players. And much of it, the world defense was working much harder than our defense because they've got experience more than ours.
Combination tse ileng gore ga ise ke tshameka tshwane go thelele since ke simolla di game players tsa mtse dingwe di mo injuring and o mongwe o ile Singapore, so I was trying those combination and they worked. I'm very proud because game plan I made very key.
In other games played on Sunday, Jwaneng won against Prisons by 68-17. On Saturday, Police Ladies walloped Prisons 55-25. Bit of Cares beat Notwane 62-35, while Jwaneng Netball defeated UB Crystals 48-32. Vipers Ladies won 37-23 against the Jaspers, while in the men's category, Police beat Vipers 35-26, while Bit of Cares won 37-26 against Notwane. Sewalami Baeng, BTV Sport, Mohoditsane.
Now into Botswana Premier League, Nico United registered their third win of the season after defeating Tafike 3-1 to move away from the relegation zone. Machimenyenga boys took the lead on the 32nd minute through Thabiso Mbate's strike before Baby Jombis equalized the courtesy of Kamokhelo Mphahlele at halftime break. Tinashi Makanda and Tata Onamagazi went on to score 2 more goals to seal Baby Jombis' win.
There was a lapse of concentration, so as a result, the opponents capitalized on that and scored in the concentration time, and we went halftime 1-1. When we came back, instead of us picking up the game, we were slow to react, and we were punished by the second goal.
It was good for us to progress, to go forward, to do some, crosses, good crosses, until we get those 2 goals. And this win is massive for us. It's massive because, as you know, we are swimming. We are in the relegation zone. But I'm not worried since the team that we are to play with, they're also swimming. So it's just a matter of play Morupule, play Police 11 and beat them. If you allow them to beat you, you will remain there.
Meanwhile, BDF 11 and Security Systems played to a 0-0 draw in a Botswana Premier League encounter played this afternoon at Lubatse Sport Complex. Now, let's take a look.
Aba etirela mo letloweng le ke bona la ga pule le ga le flaga be phapasela gore no ntse o tantabetse a re bona floor kgetho le tshile o batla motho fra tipana what a brilliant save go tswa go kagiso matlou ona mo tlhophile.
Everything is done accordingly. The last thing doesn't work. They played so well. Department is all, and it's pressure. We are bound. Obviously, we are bound to crack. We are bound to somehow. To rely, because we've created nothing's coming up.
We played a team that was desperate to collect 3 points. First half, we failed to deal with a lot of long balls because they wanted an early goal. They wanted to unsettle us. But the second half, we sat down and said, okay, because they are playing a lot of long balls, let us go and fight for the first ball and immediately win the second ball. Hence, you saw we were able to turn the possession and face their goal post. But it's a game that we can't be too hard on ourselves. We are from a loss here, Orange FA. So collecting a point away, it's something we'll need this point going forward.
After being docked 4 points by the National First Division South League Committee, Muchudi Center Chiefs rebounded strongly, securing a hard-fought 1-0 victory against Notwane in the match played at River Plate yesterday. Katlago Khakule and Bamelo Koma has more details of the game.
Mahosi started the game on high intensity, pressing for a lead, but Notwane defense was well organized for those attacks. Mahosi, however, realized this and readjusted their tactics and began to test Basimane Wetlemuilwa from outside the 18-yard area. Their efforts paid off when Jackie Tapolo found the back of the net in the 25th minute. Chiefs then managed to maintain their lead until halftime. In the second half, Notwane improved their game and were searching for a way back into the game, but were matched by a stubborn defense from Elias Chisembe's men. Mahosi then found themselves playing with 10 men after Bakan Leshwana was sent off due to a rough game. After the red card, Notwane failed to mount any significant attacks against Mahosi, who continued to press forward, maintaining their offensive effort until the match ended with a 1-goal win for Mahosi and another defeat for Notwane.
Yes, Notwane, they were cautious in the first half. They were defending deep, just above their 18-yard box. And I thought we didn't manage to take the advantage and make combination play in front of the box and take more shots outside the box. We didn't do that. We wanted to go wide and bring in crosses, which made it very easier for them to just hit the back.
First half, I think what happened, we were much deeper, especially one of my midfielders who was supposed to be more attacking. Therefore, it ended up making we didn't have to press them when the time allowed. That's why the goal that was scored, he scored us just from the center line, is because that's why we wanted more of our midfield to do the pressing.
Block leaders Janinyan Stars defeated Extension Gunners 2-1, while Flamingo Santos secured a 2-1 victory over City Pola. Mogoditsane Fighters suffered a 4-2 defeat to the Satengawi in Tsabong, while Black Forest and Newbie Hawks settled for a draw. Lastly, Prisons 11 and Tlokwen United played to a goalless draw. In the Northern Division, Santa Green defeated Makungulu Peswa 2-0, while Calendar Stars secured a 1-0 victory over Mbalakalungu. Matlakasi emerged victorious with a 2-1 win against Green Lovers, as Zabutle FC claimed all 3 points after a 1-0 win over Peacemakers, while BR Highlanders beat Sankoyo Bushbucks 2-0. Finally, Chadibe FC added to Pilikwe United's woes with a 1-0 victory over them. Katlaho Kakule, BTV Sport, Chudi.
And that is all that we had for you from Botswana Tonight's Sports Desk. Until we meet next time, have a blessed night. Now let me bring it back to Ulibile Samuka to give you the headlines.
Thank you so much, Jose. Let's meet again next time.
Oh yes, next time indeed.
And before we wrap it up, let's take a reminder of our top stories. Botswana to rejoin the International Council for Game and Wildlife Conservation. Government commended for its decision to invest in the agricultural sector as a way to diversify the economy. The Botswana Badminton Association pleased with the turnout of athletes at this year's UB Open Championships. And that is all we had for you this hour. Do stay with us. Where that's up next, I'll be back on the other side to say my good night.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's Weather Forecast brought to you by Lydia Watikom. Looking at the current satellite image, clear skies are visible over most parts of the country. Tomorrow, expecting patches of clouds over Khansi and Kalahari districts, also expecting clear skies. In the morning, we're expecting mild temperatures over southern, southeast, northeast, Chobe and Gamilan districts ranging between 13 and 15 degrees Celsius. Also expecting warm temperatures between 16 and 19 degrees Celsius. In the afternoon, we're expecting warm temperatures over southern, southeast, Katling and Kweni ranging between 31 and 32 degrees Celsius. Also expecting hot temperatures ranging between 33 and 34 degrees Celsius. As for the Sadek region, showers are expected over Port Elizabeth with 22 degrees Celsius. Maseru and Manzini are expecting clear skies with 30 degrees Celsius over Manzini and 24 degrees Celsius over Maseru. Until we're expecting partly cloud conditions with 27 degrees Celsius. Beira, Harare, and Lusaka expecting clear skies with 29 degrees Celsius over Lusaka, Harare, and Beira. Jerusalem and Kinshasa expecting thunder showers with 32 degrees Celsius over Kinshasa and just 7 degrees Celsius over Jerusalem. Clear skies expected over Blantyre with 26 degrees Celsius. That's the weather forecast. Good night.
Botswana government notes that GB